Amazon's going to cover 100% of college tuition for its hourly employees. So first step, congratulations, noted good guy, Amazon. We should give him a little round of applause. Very good, very good, very good. Amazon offering to pay the total cost of college tuition, including books and fees, for its 750,000 operations employees in the U.S. starting in January. Most people in philanthropic efforts are like, oh man, I sent 5 kids to college. Some people are like, oh, you know what? I went real big. I sent 50 kids to college. Jeff Bezos, Andy Jassy, they're like, we're going to send 750,000 people to college and we're going to pay for the whole thing. Absolutely incredible. They'll also begin covering high school diploma programs, GEDs, and English as a second language certificate for employees. So when we look at this, the employees are eligible for the program. They have to be working there for 90 days or more. It makes all 400,000 employees who joined during the pandemic eligible to access this education. They brought on 500K employees in 2020, and they are offering now sign-on bonuses for new employees worth up to 3K in some areas of the country. So when you start to think through this, you say, okay, well, what exactly is going on here? And college should be a really good thing, but it's college degrees in a way that will teach you what I would consider more traditional information. Most colleges are not going to teach you about personal finance. They're not going to teach you about inflation. They're not going to teach you about how the real world works. They're not going to teach you how the markets work. They're not going to teach you how to invest. So even though that Amazon should be drastically celebrated for something like this, it still doesn't replace the need for you at home, for us, and for everyone else in the country to get educated about personal finance. We've got 2 quotes here. First from Dave Clark, the CEO of Worldwide Consumer at Amazon. He said, this new investment builds on years of experience supporting employees and growing their careers, including some unique initiatives like building more than 110 on-site classrooms for our employees in Amazon fulfillment centers across 37 states. Today, over 50,000 Amazon employees around the world have already participated in career choice, and we've seen firsthand how it can transform their lives. Next up is Brian Olszewski, I believe is how you say that. He's the CFO of Amazon. He said, we're spending a lot of money on signing and initiatives. And while we have very good staffing levels, it's not without a cost. It's a very competitive labor market out there. I gotta say, Amazon gets a lot of heat. They hired 500,000 people last year during a pandemic when the unemployment rate in America went over 10%. You know who saved America? Amazon saved America last year. That's what happened is they were hiring hundreds of thousands of people. And now they're saying we have 750,000 operations employees in the US and we're going to pay for them to go to college.
Yeah, but it's in the context when you look at it like that, yes. But if you look at it in the context of their hourly employee turnover rate is like 150% a year.
Okay, so if you work there for 90 days, you can get free education. That's what they're basically saying is I think the CFO is basically saying that the labor market is very tight. How do you convince people to go there? They'll pay cash bonuses. They already pay at least $15 an hour, right? How many companies have an internally stated $15 an hour minimum wage, right? Not a lot. Amazon trying to do the right thing. On top of that, they now are saying, by the way, another perk we'll give you is if you work here for 90 days, we'll pay for your education. And so I think that what you're watching is free market forces at work, right? Remember, the national minimum wage is what, $7.25 still? It's been that way since 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
For more than a decade, the government hasn't changed their minimum wage. But the free market, 80% of American workers already make more than $15 an hour. Why? Because competition breeds the best market conditions. And so when you look at it, they're saying, okay, we've got to pay a minimum wage that's actually good for our employees. Second is we may have to pay bonuses. We have to do all this stuff. We have to educate our employees at the job. We have to get them skilled, all these types of stuff. Now we're also going to pay for college education. We're going to pay for GEDs. We're going to pay for all this other stuff. It's a big business. I get it. This shit's expensive though. Like I don't think that they get enough credit for trying to do the right thing by their employees because everyone always looks at like, oh, but like they can't go to the bathroom or whatever. Like, sure, I am positive that you could find negative things. They employ over 1 million people. Yeah. Somebody somewhere had a bad experience. But to look at 500,000 people being hired during a pandemic and then to have these types of benefits, most other companies don't offer these types of benefits. You can't get your college paid for. You don't get $15 an hour. And so I think that we just have to remember there are definitely some bad situations and everyone likes to harp on that, but there are a lot of positives. And this company specifically has changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah. So there's a couple things with this, right? 500,000 jobs during the pandemic. I don't think people realize how much that is. I just looked it up quickly. That's more people they employed during the pandemic than the total number of employees in Montana, Rhode Island, Delaware, South Dakota, North Dakota, Alaska, Vermont, and Wyoming. They employed more people than states.
Multiple states combined.
Well, not all those combined.
That they hired. Oh, there's just those individual
states. Yes.
Okay, so they hired more people in 1 year than those states you just named each have
employed
total.
currently. Yes, total. Incredible, right?
Are they going to be the world's largest employer within the next 4 years?
Who's the largest right
who
now?
is right now?
I just looked it up. The first thing I saw, the U.S. Department of Defense. No, Walmart is the world's largest private, public employer.
Yeah, corporation.
Corporation.
How many do they
They
have?
have 2.3 million people.
And Amazon is at what right now?
Amazon's at like a million.
It's like
something
1.2 or 1.3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Walmart has just under 2 times as many people as
Well, and their
Amazon.
business is growing, I would assume, I don't know the percentage, but much faster
Well,
than
they
Walmart,
announced that
so.
they're going to hire another 750,000 people.
Yeah. You know you're a
So
boss.
they'll be there by the end of the year.
You know you're a boss when you just make announcements like, today we're gonna say we're gonna hire, I don't know, 500,000 people, and then
Yeah.
you actually go and do it,
Yeah.
right? Like this isn't just like empty promises. Like they literally go and hire 500,000 people.
Well, there's a bunch of nuance to this, obviously, right? Like you have to look at people don't stay that often, right? Their turnover rate is super high, so when they're announcing new hiring jobs, a percentage of those people aren't going to stay. They're going to have to hire more people and so forth, and all these projections are based off of that. But then also when it comes to free education, you have to look at, there's fine print on all this stuff, right? So you get awarded a certain amount, it's used at certain educational institutions, whatever. Those are examples. I don't know what Amazon's policy says. We can look it up, but also it begs the question of like, why doesn't Amazon just open their own school, online school? I saw someone mention in the chat, like whether it's like an accredited institution that other people can attend, or whether it's just kind of an accredited online institution that people within their workforce can take classes at, and they go hire the teachers and they make it more economic sense for themselves. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. When you're talking about someone who has the potential to employ more than 2 million people globally, you might as well start offering benefits that are more cost efficient to you and build out something that can scale up quickly as you add 750,000 more jobs this year, maybe 1 million next year, maybe another 1 million after that, right? So you can quickly see how these benefits get super, super, super expensive for them. And they've done a bunch of analysis on this, right? Like I'm not an idiot. They obviously built out models and they did all these things to understand kind of the cost for this. But also you would expect that they want to build a program that can scale up over time, and as they continue to add more employees, be more cost efficient. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is kind of like that first step into offering a more holistic solution that eventually includes much more people than just, however many thousands of employees are currently being offered this.
Hey guys, bang bang. Thanks so much for watching The Best Business Show today. And don't forget to check out our partner, SoFi. They make all this possible. They're a super app that lets you save, spend, borrow, earn, and invest all from one single platform. And if you go there today and you sign up for a SoFi Invest account, you can get between $5 and $1,000 for free from SoFi. Not everyone's obviously gonna get $1,000, but everyone gets something. Don't say that I never did anything for you. Go check them out at SoFi.com/pomp. Download the app and go ahead and open an account. SoFi.com/pomp. And make sure you come back and watch more of The Best Business Show. We're gonna build the biggest business show in the world, and we need your help.